good morning to you all. Previous class we had discussed about the pollination and fertilization. Today let us start with a new topic, seeds and its germination. Now before starting with seed, we had discussed earlier that what is the fate of the different parts of the flower. The ovary develops into fruit, the ovule develops into seed after fertilization, while the sepals, petals, they all fall off. In few cases like brinjal, the calyx is still persistent. Now when we talk about the fruit, what is it? It is a ripened ovary. The fruit wall develops from the ovary wall. Fruit plays a very important role in angiospermic plants. What are angiospermic plants? These plants are also called as flowering plants. They have seed enclosed within the fruit. The fruit has got three layers: epicarp, mesocarp and endocarp. Within it lies the seed. Now fruit plays a very important role. Apart from being rich in nutrients, the most important function of fruit is what? It encloses the seed and provides protection to it. Clear? Now what is seed? It is a ripened ovule. Also it has got a tiny embryo, potential embryo, which will develop into a young new plant. Now we have already discussed that, or we already know that the green plants can manufacture their own food. But unless the seed develops into a seedling and into a new plant, how does it get its nutrients? That is provided by the cotyledons or endosperm present in the seed. So seed is a ripened ovule which is protected or which is enclosed. The outer covering is called as seed coat that develops from the integuments part of the ovule. Clear? Now, when we talk about the seed, it has the outer covering, like I said, seed coat, which is made up of two layers, that is testa and tegmen. What is their function? To provide protection to the inner parts and also to protect the seed from mechanical injury and infections against bacteria and other microorganisms. Now, depending upon the number of cotyledons present, the seeds are grouped into two types. One is called as the dicotyledonous seed. Di means two, that means seed having two cotyledons, and monocotyledonous seed means seed having only one cotyledon. What is cotyledon? It is a structure which stores food for the growing embryo. Clear? Now when we talk about the dicot seed, in short form, dicotyledonous seeds are also called as dicot seeds. We have the examples of gram, peas. So when you soak the seeds, gram seeds in water overnight, you find that it swells up and has two swollen structure, which is the cotyledon. Clear? Now when we talk about the monocots or the monocotyledon seeds, the cotyledons are not well developed. So what happens? How does the embryo get its nourishment? They get it from the structure called as endosperm. Clear? Now endosperm, depending upon the presence and absence of endosperm, again the seeds can be classified into two types: endospermic seeds or albuminous, or non-endospermic seeds or ex-albuminous. Clear? So endospermic seeds means what? How will you define it? Seeds which have well developed endosperm which store food for the growing or for nourishing the young embryo. Clear? So when we talk about the endosperm, it is found both in dicot plants and monocot plants. So under dicotyledonous seeds, that is the endospermic seeds, we have the example of poppy seeds, and then we have the custard apple. And when we talk about the monocotyledonous albuminous seeds, you can cite the examples of millets, then cereal groups that includes wheat, rice, etc. Clear? Now let us come to the non-endospermic seeds or ex-albuminous seeds, in which the cotyledons are well developed but the endosperms are thin and preparate. So again we find both in dicots and monocots. In dicots you can cite the examples like the peas, then you have got the gram, while in the monocotyledonous you can cite the example of Bacillinaria and orchids. Clear? Now let us study in detail what are the different parts of the seed when we talk about taking the example of a dicot seed and a monocot seed. So let us go through the diagram first. This is the diagram of a dicotyledonous seeds. You can see the seed, the outer covering is the seed coat, which has an outer brownish covering called as testa, and attached to it a very thin whitish layer called as the tegmen. So the seed coat, what is its function? To protect the inner parts of the seed from injury and protects from infections from bacteria and other microorganisms. This swollen two parts that you observe, these are the cotyledons that store food for the growing embryo. Here you find the growing embryo. The part pointed downwards is the radicle that will develop into the root system, and this part is the plumule which will develop into the shoot system. This will grow towards the soil, that is geotropism, and this plumule will come out of the soil and develop into the young shoot, later on developing into leaves and later on into a young plant. Clear? Now let us talk about the different parts. We have the structure in a seed. There is a small opening called as the micropyle. I had discussed in the fertilization, during the fertilization. That macropyle, what does it do? Apart from allowing the two male gametes to enter the embryo sac, the other functions of micropyle is that it allows the diffusion of gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide. The young embryo requires oxygen for respiration. Clear? So that exchange of respiratory gases, that is facilitated through that micropyle or small opening. And secondly, what happens? The micropyle allows the water or the moisture to enter the seed, and therefore the seed coat swells up, breaks open, and then you find that the enzymatic actions takes place. Clear? And then only the development of the embryo will start. Beside this, they also have a structure called as hilum, very close to the micropyle. It is the position where it was attached to the ovary wall. Clear? Through the placenta. Next we have the maize seed. It is not called as seed, it is called as grain. Why is it so? It is because the fruit wall and the seed coat are fused. So sometimes this question is asked, why maize grain is not called a grain and not a seed? It is because it has no distinct outer seed coat. The fruit wall and the seed coat are fused. That's why they are referred as grain. And one more difference is that the endosperm is well developed because it stores food for the growing embryo while the embryo is short. The endosperm and the embryo are separated by a thin epithelial layer. Clear? While the innermost layer of the endosperm is rich with aileron layer rich in proteins. Now when we talk about the embryo in maize grain is called as scutellum, and you can see these two structures which are called as radicle and plumule. A protective sheath covers the radicle, which is called as coloriza, and the protective sheath that covers the plumule is called as chylopeptile. So during germination, the radicle will pierce through the coryza and then grow towards the soil, while as the plumule will pierce through the outer covering chyloptile and then grow upwards towards the surface of the soil or come out of the soil. So these two diagrams are very important for the examination point of view. You may be given the diagram, asked to label it, and then questions related to it may be asked. So let me give you the notes first. Structure and germination. Seeds, since they are source of nutrients, they also form an important part of a diet. You have to remember the different parts. That is the seed coat. You have in 1 marks questions, you may be asked which is the largest seed. That is the coconut, and the smallest seeds, poppy seeds. You have the examples of larger seeds also, like you have the papaya seeds, watermelon. That comes under larger seeds, but not the largest. Then you have this one, whitish in color, the seed coat. Tegmen. Then we have the different parts of the seed, referring to seed coat, micropyle, hilum, embryo, epicotyle, hypocotyle, part of the that is the plumule, along with if you have any doubts regarding the questions of answers of the previous chapters that we have done or the topics, you can ask in the comment section. You have the diagram here. So that was all for the present session today. Stay home, be safe, and practice the diagrams, that is especially the dicot seed and the monocot seed.